from John in the morning, hopefully on the repaired Paragon, and I'm looking forward to cranking up the Delta 2, which has an eagle-like display, LED display, that nice bluish backlight, and he was able to source a replacement, which is next to impossible to find. I know because I looked, but he produced one, and I have a picture of it. Looks gorgeous. Yeah, looking forward to that. All right, so very good. Yeah, I think when I tested the output on that Omni 6 you're using there, it's I think I got like 94 watts on 40 meters, I believe. And, you know, you rarely will get 100 watts just because there's some loss by the time it gets to the watt meter. I use the LP100A there. So, yeah, when you told me it wasn't putting out output, that's like, okay. I know the finals are good in that radio, and that got me to thinking, yeah, that whole TXN, TX that whole loop is all about the Pentec amplifiers, which were all QSK amplifiers. So in order for a full break-in on CW, you have to use those jacks. But for a conventional or even a Pentec amplifier, if you're not using QSK, you just use the relay jack, and you're good to go. Yeah. So anyway, glad that it didn't get damaged in shipping, and as you see, I mean, that radio was as close to mint condition as any I've seen, and I've seen a lot of that whole family from Omni 5 up to Omni 6 Plus. Not only was it clean as a whistle, it didn't have any ultraviolet discoloration. And of course, no nicotine. All of the gear, I got an Omni 7 from that collection. That's what Ken, one of our members, KO4STA, he'll be checking in tomorrow, and just beautiful radio. Okay, all right, very good. Well, I hope you're still copying. Like I said, the band was starting to jump around a little bit. Kilo Charlie 1, November Yankee Charlie, W4OVT, over.
Yeah, Roger that, Mark. You just dropped down a little bit to like 5.9, now you're up to plus 20. Man, this is a nice break. I like the way you did all the filters, like right there, you know, I figure out how to use some of the filters and stuff like that. And it is very clean radio. Or something I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. I do that a lot. I just turned 60, so you know, I'm getting up there. But right now, I got it going through a Clipperton at about 200 watts, and I don't know. I probably have to adjust my watt meter. I got an SSJ 7 to go the watt meter, and when I was doing the download and I turned the power on up, it was up to 100. So I guess there's a way that you go in there and you can actually adjust the scale and stuff. But I'm glad this radio, I talked on it quite a bit since I got it, and it's doing really well. I'm really happy with it. I'm just glad to add it to my collection. It might have taken a year, but hey, good things come in those who wait. Over.
Well, ultimately, you know, it just came down to what I could control and what you were happy with. You know, it's just a real beyond disappointing that the repair community could not step up. And I will say this, the Orion that was in question there, it was in good shape, but it wasn't as well preserved as what buttons were, the writing was a little bit faded. Of course, the display was dimming on tune-up, and that wasn't how it should be. And then the front mic jack had, and that was a common problem with the original Orion. Midstream, they switched to the 8-pin, and then the Orion 2 were all 8-pin. So they had issues with the audio chain and grounding on the 4-pin. But none of that plagued the series of radio that you have there. So yeah, you wanna go to K3FEF or NA5B, or if you get up on 75 meters, go to Sebago Lake in southern Maine. SDR, and they have a record function, and you can hit that and transmit, download that to your computer, because you are producing some wonderful audio, nice lows, mids, and highs there, so excellent fidelity. I think you'd be very pleased with. Alrighty, well, that's a great update. Your signal did come back up there, so the Clipperton L, good old Dentron. I know you probably remember the smaller amp, the GLA. We used to call that the Great Little Amp. Yeah, I hope you keep that one working, because you talk about scarcity in the repair world. Getting these tube amps worked on is becoming more and more difficult. And I have that project going on too, trying to bring my Centurion back to life. We finally got the last prototype of the high voltage rectifier filter board that Far Circuits is going to produce, not only for me, but for several Centurion owners, in my quest to find somebody who might just have a spare OEM board from Tentec. What I ran across were several who had suffered the same flashover as what I had experienced. The big problem there is that there's a couple of traces on that high voltage board that Tentec, when they designed the board, they didn't provide sufficient spacing between two of the leads that come into those two traces, and there's 3.2 kilovolts that are just too close. So what results is a flashover, and then what results from that is carbon charring on the board and within the board. And once that carbon gets into the board, you can't scrape it away, or all you can do is cut the board and create airspace. But that's like a cobbling solution, and I really didn't want to have a cobbled board. So we're going to fab a complete clone replacement, new and improved, with better spacing. And the byproduct of all this research and effort's been going on now for about 3 months. No, not that long, 2 months. Is we're going to be able to breathe life into some other idle Centurion amps, and that's pretty cool. So. Okay, man. Well, listen, good to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by. Kilo Charlie 1, November Yankee Charlie, sounding great on the Tentec Omni 6 Option 3. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, roger that, Mark. It's good to keep these radios going, and how you export the Clipperton goes, and brother used to work for Dentron back when he got out of high school in '76. They were built about 5 miles from where he grew up. And they actually built an HF. It's a catalog, no digital anything on it. And I was able to pick one of those up, and a friend of mine got it to work. So it's just a little piece of history. But yeah, keeping these things going is good. It's gonna be harder as time goes on, but you've got people like us on the legacy net that want to keep this keep ffmpeg alive, which is a good thing. Over.
Yeah, celebrating the 46-year history of the men and women that made and delivered promises. So it's a worthy endeavor. And thank you for being part of it. All right, well, listen, bid you a good evening. I'll go contact or two further here, and then I'm going to go catch a nap, and we'll get up and greet Stan gets me up early on Saturday mornings there on 75 meters, so he's a early riser, 4:30. So we'll see what kind of band conditions we have there. HF, the higher frequencies, really not much going on. We did have yesterday M-class flare and another one that almost reached M-class, but it's been quiet. But there are some lightning strikes around, and we've got some tropical trouble brewing. A very unusual, it's called a CAG, Charlie Alpha Golf, and that stands for Central America Gyre. Gyre, that's a Golf Yankee Romeo Echo, and the gyre is just a term they use down there for a strong low pressure center, and it's crossed over now is in the southern Caribbean, well, really it's southern Gulf of Mexico. It's going to meander around the Yucatan Peninsula for a couple of days, and then expected to eject north. So right now the GFS has it coming in west of Panama City. The Euro has it more over in the further east in Florida. So it'll be interesting to see which if either one verifies. But a lot of players on the field too. It looks like it's going to be inactive next 30 days anyway. And I'll be tracking it. Okay, very good. Kilo Charlie 1, November Yankee Charlie, W4OVT 73 town.
73 mark, and we will try to get on that, maybe try to get on that meter. That's one I can get up. Definitely see on Sunday. I'll be fixed for you. Really appreciate it. And we will talk to you on Sunday. W4OBT, KC1, NYC. Until your final.
All right, 7-3. Tim, you're welcome. And it's said many times, I'll say it again, thanks for your patience. All right, Whiskey 4, Oscar Victor Tango, Mark in North Carolina, QRZ. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Golf Bravo. Where's the AG? Oh yeah, you dropped that. Congratulations. The man with the new and updated QRZ page. Grant you a good evening, not quite morning yet. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Golf Bravo, W4OVT. Good evening.
Good evening, Mark. I don't want to tie you up, keep you away from the rest of your 10 deck, folks. So I heard you out that name. Used to be a cowboy back in the 50s. Used to fight crime with a whip. And my grandfather lost his eye playing with my last maroon uncle, playing with his whip. And then on my mother's side, we have relationships with the Tudors of England and with the Hartwells of Canada. And then in Ottawa, there's a lock up there that's named after the family because they're the ones that built it. So with that, I just want to wish you 73s and a nice evening, and enjoy the rest of the evening in your QSOs, and we will get back to you a little bit later. Back to you.
Well, that's always refreshing to hear someone that's connected to their family lineage. That's impressive. Yeah, Lash LaRue certainly used to love reading all those westerns. There was an author, Zane Grey, you're probably familiar with. Riders of the Purple Sage, one of his favorites of mine. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, you've been listening a while, man. That goes back like an hour. Good to have you run along this evening. Wonderful signal there coming out of Newbern, North Carolina, the land of shrimp and grits. Maybe going to be the land of lots of wind and storm surge. The Euro model verifies that's going to put the ribbons coming up the Gulf Stream, feeding on that nutritious, warm, superheated water. And the GSM verifies the system's going to rain itself out in southern Appalachia. That'll have its own consequences. So, fun and games coming. All right, well, thanks for the shout, and have a great rest of your evening or morning, and we'll pick it up from here next time. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Golf Bravo, W4 OVT, 730 grand.
7-3 to you, Mark. Have a good evening. Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Golf Bravo, clear. Back to W4, OBT.
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture when you're hiked out on your Hobie, and that looks like a 16. I think I wrote to you about my Hobie 18 Magnum. You could get hiked out there on those outriggers, which was a lot of fun until suddenly the wind stopped. You had to be in good air to risk that, because if you lost the wind or turned up into the wind too much, you know all about being in irons, right? Well, that was an instant way of getting dumped in the water, and then usually a capsize. Well, that's not a Hobie. That's a Pringle? I don't know. Well, we'll talk about it next time. Well, maybe it is a Hobie. All right, Whiskey 4, Oscar Victor Tango. Name is Mark, Mike Alpha, Romeo Charlie, North Carolina. Anybody else out and about? Call now. W4 OVT QRZ. Oh yes, I copy, but you're very fast. A little bit slower, please, on the call sign. Over. Oh, you're saying the salt train, Delta Papa, I think. Alpha 3, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, good to see you again. We talked guessing you're following the progress with the Artemis missions there. And let me ask you, are you keeping up with the Artemis program? Over.
Okay, roger. Okay, right now, let me find
Oh, QSB, I almost lost the signal there. Yeah, the Artemis 3 is fast approaching 2025. 4 astronauts, and I think 2 of them are going to walk on the moon, including the first female. I think it's a woman of color that's going to be making history there. Yeah, here's a good trivia question. I was asked this question, and I missed the answer by many number. The question is, how many people have walked on the moon? How many people have walked on the moon? You want to make a guess, over?
I don't know. Usually I don't know. I don't know how many persons go here. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, my guess was 6. And I really thought it was 4, but I guessed high. The answer is 12. Of course, Neil Armstrong being the first. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Boy, that was really something to watch on television. But there have been 12 people who have walked on the moon. That's crazy, yes?
Sir, can you tell me one more time your call sign? One more time your call sign, please.
Oh, sure. It's Whiskey 4, Oscar Victor Tango. W4OVT, Oscar Victor Tango. QSL?
QSL, Oscar Victor Tango. I remember you a couple days ago. We talked to each other a couple days ago. I remember very well. And good to see you again. Good to see you after a couple days.
All right. Well, good to talk to you again as well. Yeah, I was trying to speak to you in Farsi, and yeah, it's not a good language. I know very little Farsi there, but you were telling me all about your languages. Turkish, I believe, and the Iraqi, I believe. Or Kurdish, maybe it was Kurdish. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, well, you keep up the good work, and nice to have you on our team there, Dillon. Alpha 3 Delta Papa W4 OVT 73.
My friend, thank you very much. Thank you very much. 73 to you. 73 to you. This is Alpha 3 Delta Papa W4 Oscar Victor Tango. 73 to you. And see you next time. And have a good evening and good luck for TX. I will be clear with you. Over.
Okay, thank you so much for the call. And good evening, almost good morning. Not yet. Okay, Whiskey 4, Oscar Victor Tango, North Carolina. Name is Mark, Mike Alpha, Romeo Charlie, QRZ.
Good evening. November 4, Juliet Kilo Delta.
Okay, November 4, Juliet, Tango Delta. Is that Paul in Alabama?
Negative. November 4, Juliet Kilowatt Delta. Juliet Kilowatt Delta, QSL.
Oh, that puts a whole different light on it, so I can move you from Alabama to Tennessee. We worked before. When did we work before? Back in June 23rd there, and thank you for the call, Jason. Let's see. And you've got all this wonderful information on your QRZ page. So let's see. You are talking on a, I'm not seeing it immediately here. Maybe an FT8? No, that's your photo rig. What radio are you on? You got a nice signal, Ever?
Yeah, I'm using the 891. This is my only HF rig I have for the time. So yeah, I use it for POTA, I use it for here at home, I use it for practically anything. Now what you see right there, that's my setup. The Z11 Pro 2, and whenever I'm running FT8, I got the signal link in the background here, and actually I just got a new computer earlier this morning, so whenever I go out and I'm able to do POTA, that's going to be my new thing. I used hammers and stuff, but now I'll be able to run digital whenever I go out and about. But mostly I mostly enjoy talking to people though whenever I'm doing that.
All right, very good. Well, it's got nice, clear audio, and I'm not yet into POTA. I did get a radio for it, and I've got a solar generator. I just need to get out there and do it. I've got some good influences around me. Tom, Alpha Kilo 2 Golf, AK2G, if you look at his POTA page, I don't know if they've got any more certificate awards. I bet they do. But he's got a whole bunch of them. And then Thomas across the mountain here, he does a lot of videos on POTA and testing equipment, and he's got a nice delivery there. Let's see, what's his called? Kilo 4 shortwave listener, SWL. Have you ever heard of Thomas, Over?